in terms of markets. Well, Mayor Newton had a candidate, June Shrewsbury, very nice lady. And I met with her and the mayor right when the election started. And June eminently qualified. But she didn't do very well, and I got all the votes. But it allowed me to begin a relationship with Mayor Newton at the time. He knew I was in it before the smaller entities. I really didn't care who won, June or me. I was in it to provide service to the roads, Sampson Park, Collinsville, Southwest, you name it. Anybody that gets less than 50 votes, they don't get the time of day. I've seen it time and time again. And when I was going around the larger entities, I always heard this. Well, I know so-and-so, if we have a problem, I'm going to give them a call. Well, I think of River Oaks, don't get that. Not true. I mean, you may know somebody, but who are you going to call?
Anytime we have a problem, we just call Marvin.
You know, well, Marvin may call you back, but I'll take the board of directors. And the other thing I ran into was, Mr. Bennett, why are you here? That's why I'm here to ask before you vote. Well, I've been on this board 20 years, and never one time I've ever seen anybody from TAD ever walk through those doors. I would know the board of directors and stood right in front of me. So I'm educating myself as I'm going through this process. And I'm thinking this is terribly wrong. And Mayor Newton, I kept him abreast of everything that went on. And one of the things that really struck Mayor Newton, I don't know, have you all had a chance to read Mayor Newton's letter? I just want to read one little section of it. I won't bore the council with something you already had to read on here, but this one right here stands out. It's the third paragraph from the bottom. Perfect example of this is Tarrant County Commissioners Court. Just this week, they had on their agenda to vote for the TAD Board of Directors nominees. However, after checking the votes, they get the luxury of calling up TAD and checking the votes. When the last time, Marvin, you called TAD up and checked the votes? The vote's already in, they did not vote. But they tabled the vote, waiting until next week, just before the deadline, in order to guarantee that they knew how many votes to apply to their candidate to guarantee their election. Small cities do not have this luxury because none of them individually have enough votes to elect any single board member. So this resolution was crafted by the city of Collinsville with that in mind. By narrowing up the voting window to the last week of the voting cycle, which is from October 30th to December 15th. Your ballot must be in by December 15th, before midnight, I think, the day before. Everyone who votes during that week, you'll submit your ballot to the chief of praise as always, and if you have a called meeting that week, you will vote that week, i.e. the Commissioners Court, let's say. They vote at 9 o'clock on Tuesday. They can't say, well, I guess we'll table it Friday. This resolution specifically says if they table till Friday, their vote is going out. It does not count. So, as smaller entities, now you have 5 weeks to vet these guys, or these ladies, to call them up and say, hey, come visit us. Or here's some questions, please answer them. And if they can't attend your meeting, they should respond to you and tell you why they can't be there, because they have 70 other entities calling at them. That's what I saw 30. First twice, Grapevine twice, so some I've replicated. But I would say specific entities, I visited 25 in about 4 weeks. All the meetings. Sometimes 2, 3. I've been to 4 meetings tonight. I feel like I'm running. But that eliminates that too. So now we can take our time, get clarity in the process, it will make it fairer, and they give you a chance of that payment. That's what this resolution says. That's what this resolution does. Now, when I originally approached River Oaks, I asked you to fix your name to it. Let me tell you why. In 2017, you didn't get a ballot. You didn't get resumes. Did TAD care about River Oaks? No. But when you affix your name to this resolution, if you choose so to do this, and put your own signatures on it, the chief appraiser is going to know that River Oaks is standing up. I was calling him out. Look at Crowley in 2015. Their votes were cast. Angela Winkle, does anybody know Angela? The city secretary for, or manager for Sampson Park? Yeah. She was city secretary for Crowley. Every year they do the same. They cast their vote. She sends it to Pat in 2015. Pat told her, well, you can send it to us. And Angela's like, yeah, I did. Well, we don't have record of it. So I want to draw your attention now for the evidence to the 30 January 18. It's an open records request I did. I asked, and this is for the people here. I'm going to just read this. I don't want to bore you into the night with incompetence, but that's how the DA defined it. That wasn't my coinage. That was Ann Diamond of the DA. She said that Ted's incompetent, and you cannot prosecute incompetence. Policy and procedures written for certification of ballots for Turner President District Board elections that have been provided to all governmental agencies and political subdivisions of the state of Texas within Tarrant County and Travis County. In other words, state. List of agency taxing units and judicial divisions which have been supplied with these policies for the last two election cycles, 2015 and 2017. I want to know what the policies are. Why wasn't Crowley voted? Why did you not get a ballot? Well, came back, Mr. Bennett. There was an immediate response, too, the next day. Your open records request on January 30, 18, you asked the following. Tarrant Appraisal District has no such written policies or procedures. There's no safeguards for you. The only safeguard you would have had on that board of directors would have been me had I been elected. You asked the following. List of agencies. Tarrant Appraisal District has no such list. So, when you cast your ballots, where is the fidelity? Where is the surety? There isn't any. And this is not just an isolated instance. So what this resolution will do, first off, HEB is going to pass it. HEB-ISD will pass this. I talked to the trustee, I talked to Julie Cole, Westover Hills, I talked to Mayor Thompson, they're passing it. White Silver's already passed it. Lakeside's passing it. I'm going to have lunch tomorrow with Mayor Jenkins. And they're going to put their name on it, they're going to sign it, and now Lakeside's being counted. And this is what this does. Now I know TOASE, I met with Betsy on another matter, because when they had their budget hearing, I asked Marvin, did you get notified? Actually, Marvin did. I was a little bit surprised. But I also know that Antigo didn't, Flower Mound didn't. I got a list. I get my phone. But I'm not going to call off all the ones that didn't get notified. It's the same thing. You already experienced it once. I mean, if I sit and tell you Pantego didn't get notified, they had the city manager quit. Chad was tracking a city manager that never didn't even exist. Imagine disseminating a ballot out and say, oh, well, you missed the deadline. Sorry, your manager quit. And I know it falls back on the entity a little bit, as you guys change personnel. It happens all the time. But these are elections. This isn't something that we can just be coy about. They have the responsibility of holding a fair and free election. That's what our society is based on, and they're flippant about it, at best. Now, I wanted to tell you, I asked for a certified list, and this is beyond the scope of this, but I want to show how you guys got this. I asked for, on August 5th, they sent out, on August 2nd, a notification for the budget hearing. State law requires 10 days. It was only 7. And they did it in 2018, so they have a legal meeting, in my book. I'm not going to sit there and point fingers and say, well, it was illegal. Well, Jeff Law will tell you, well, there's other ways to notify people. Well, it says in the tax code, 10 days to the presiding officer. That's you, man. You're the presiding officer in rural roads. Is that true? So Tad should be contacting you. Not Marvin, you. Now, if you have a secretary who takes your mail and then gives you their notification, that's fine. Because the code says city manager or city secretary, if there's no manager, or the presiding officer. That's how the statute is. All right. So I sent this list that was supposed to be certified to somebody. I'm not going to waste my time with it. You look it over. So they did. And they sent me back a list of things that were inaccurate on this list that they used to notify people for their August budget meeting. And I'm down the list very quickly. Mayor Newton, by the way, Mayor Newton didn't get notified. Jeff Wall called me. Says, well, Bennett at the meeting said you weren't notified. He goes, I wasn't. I don't know if he was calling me out or he didn't believe me. he had to call up there and, tell them how to notify